Let's start with something that's quietly changing how the internet computer thinks about money, data, and creative collaboration. Four updates from ICPanda, Caffeine, Querio, and Dmail might sound unrelated, but together they tell a story of what the decentralized web is starting to become. It's useful, connected, and surprisingly human. And before we start, a quick shout out. If you would like to support independent journalism and help us keep telling these stories from the front lines of decentralized innovation, you can now donate directly to Ledger Life using the details given in the description below. Let's start with ICPanda. The team has launched the world's first fully on-chain 402 payment facilitator, and it's a big technical leap for the internet computer. Here is the deal. Until now, most Web3 payments have relied on some form of off-chain coordination, like a middleman, an API bridge, or a service that eventually settles things on-chain. ICPanda's 402 facilitator cuts that step out completely. It's built as a smart contract inside the Anta Cloud ecosystem, and it handles everything like payment verification, settlement, and fee collection directly within the blockchain. That means no external processors, no central servers, and no missing audit trails. Developers can integrate it straight into their dApps through candid or HTTP APIs using JSON or CBOR formats. It supports multiple tokens including ICP, ckUSDT, ckUSDC, and Panda, all managed by the canister through the ICRC2 standard. In simpler terms, if you are building a decentralized app on ICP, you can now plug in a payment system that works as natively as an email form or a login button, except it's entirely on chain. The smart part of this design is how modular it is. Developers can add or remove supported tokens without reworking the entire backend. Fees are automatically handled, and administrators can collect them through defined API endpoints. It's clean, auditable, and most importantly, scalable. The launch also ties back to the governance model of ICPanda DAO, which oversees the facilitator's contract logic. By automating these processes under DAO rules, ICPanda ensures that payments remain both transparent and community governed. And this isn't happening in isolation. ICPanda's 402 facilitator fits right alongside other infrastructure level innovations on the internet computer. Things like Querio, which we'll talk about in a bit, and Caffeine, which is transforming how people build apps altogether. Together, these tools make ICP more than a platform for storage or compute. They are pushing it towards a fully autonomous web, one where payment, discovery, and design all happen without leaving the chain. Over to Caffeine, which just rolled out one of its most creative updates yet. This time, it's multimodal image support, meaning users can upload several images, data files, and prompts at once, and Caffeine's AI interprets everything together. The feature officially went live when Kristofer, one of the community builders, used it to create an entire Art Deco style theme page from a rough wireframe, a downloaded reference image, and a few team photos. Previously, Caffeine worked like most prompt based AI tools. You would describe what you want, adjust the prompt, and hope the next output looked closer to your idea. But this update changes the workflow completely. Now you can feed in the structure, the visual style, and the assets all at once. The AI reads them in context and produces a page that fits. That's a big deal for creators. It takes AI design from being trial and error to something more collaborative, more like directing a creative partner than instructing a machine. What makes this story interesting isn't just the feature itself, but what it represents for the internet computer. Caffeine is built on chain and runs inside canisters, meaning its outputs, logic, and data all live within the same decentralized environment that powers dApps. So, when you combine Caffeine's creative AI tools with ICPanda's on chain payment system and Querio's discovery engine, you start to see a full stack Web3 workflow forming. Build your app, design your interface, handle payments, all without leaving the chain. And it's not just for coders anymore. Caffeine's update bridges the gap between technical builders and visual creators, opening the internet computer to a broader creative community. Speaking of full stack, let's talk about how people actually find these projects. That's where Querio comes in. Querio just rolled out a new update that refreshes its search index every 72 hours or less, making it easier for users to discover decentralized apps, AI tools, and creative projects built on ICP. Think of Querio as a search engine for Web3. You type in a keyword, and instead of trawling centralized databases, it queries decentralized sources across the internet computer. This new update means when a developer deploys a new dApp or when Caffeine launches a new project, it appears on Querio's listings in near real time. That's a big improvement over older models where discovery lagged behind by days or even weeks. Querio's interface lives inside the Internet computer's native OS environment, that small search icon you see in the top left corner of the interface, and it gives users a way to move through dApps much like they would browse the traditional web. It's one of those upgrades that doesn't make headlines, but it quietly changes how people experience the ecosystem. You no longer have to rely on social media or forums to find what's new. Querio automates it while keeping everything on chain and transparent. The broader vision behind Querio is to make Web3 discovery as effortless as the old web, but without losing the principles of decentralization. It's a bridge between usability and trustlessness. Together with tools like ICPanda's payment system and Caffeine's creation engine, it strengthens the internet computer's position as a self sustaining network where developers, users, and data coexist seamlessly. Finally, Dmail Network has joined Astar Network's dApp staking program, giving Astar users the chance to stake their Astar tokens while supporting decentralized communication. Dmail's platform focuses on privacy first messaging and digital asset transfer across multiple chains. By joining Astar's staking model, it now gains funding through the community, not venture capital, while stakers earn a share of the rewards. A verified Dmail contract is already live on Astar EVM, and users can stake directly through the network's official portal. The setup creates a shared benefit loop where developers gain predictable funding and participants earn while backing tools they actually use. It's a compact example of how Web3 projects can sustain themselves through community driven models instead of external funding cycles. And it highlights how communication, finance, and infrastructure are increasingly linking across ecosystems. If you have enjoyed this breakdown, remember you can support Ledger Live through our donation details. Your support helps us keep independent coverage alive, free from sponsorship bias, and focused on what really matters, the people building the next internet. Thanks for watching Ledger Live. Stay curious, stay critical, and we'll see you in the next one.